November 1st. It's November 1st. This video won't be out for a bit, but it's November 1st. I want it. I gotta do it. It doesn't even matter. I just realized since this video is going to be out, like, I don't know, a while after this one, the timing becomes more acceptable, slightly. Gosh, I'm so excited. This is what started. I found a laundry basket that had a bunch of Christmas stuff in it, dog toys, and now I have to do it. I have to Christmas. It's time. This is really pretty. Look at this pumpkin. Isn't that a beautiful pumpkin? I guess the color's not all that fallish, but I don't care because it makes me happy. I don't even want to put this away. It's very pretty. I don't have to. You can have a gourd out all year, especially when it's blue, right? I'll put it right here. I don't think I'm going to put that away. I'm going to find somewhere else to put it. The garden window. I'm so excited. All right, so I guess I got to get all the plants out of here and then get the garland. It's going to be a whole thing. I'm just going to start grabbing things and we'll take them outside. Freed up some space on the grow rack yesterday for some of these plants that will have been in last week's video. And I'm going to do more than just holiday things in here. We'll go out and get some yard work done. There'll be other plant things going on. But this is what I'm doing right now. I want to document it. Are you thirsty? No. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take this guy out too. Oh, he's leaning. And this fern, the beautiful pot that this is in broke. So I really should just take the... Oh, don't break the terrarium. Yeah, okay. Those are going to go out. I can leave this pothos. Okay, I think literally everything else has to go. Just start with these guys. Take them out to the shelves, and I'll just figure it out. I might be able to leave the terrarium. Maybe. Oh, it's blue. I can make it work. You say hi, Pumpkin? A quick hello? I know, you're busy. Excuse me. Pardon me. Sometimes you just gotta very gentle little scoot. There we go. Whew. There's a scent bomb right in the face. I just sprayed peppermint oil because I saw some critters running around in here, and that helps deter them. Makes them go elsewhere usually. But it is strong. Oh, I cleared a space and then I filled it up before I could bring this out here. That's okay. You can clear the space up again. It's easy enough to do. Although I could do basil on the bottom. I've done basil down here before and it did really well. Maybe I should just go and bring everything out and then figure it out. It's that sweet potato. It's not doing well. And I shouldn't even be filming this because I have people coming and going. New floors are being laid down. I know it's going to seem like it's taking an eternity because these videos come out like a week apart, but it's been like a week. It's been like day 4. So it hasn't been that long, but it is still going on. It's going to be tricky to film. I don't know what's going to happen. The next clip might just be the window done and decorated, or who knows what's going to happen. As per usual, staying true to the vlogs. Okay. All right. Are you ready? Ready to see it? Ready to see it? Look at it. It's a bit much. Worth it. This is what Christmas is about. It's about being over the top and, fantastical. All the kids are going to be here for the holidays this year, so I want to make sure I have all the little things out. Don't you remember that when you were a kid? The whimsy of the things, like seeing something with a train on it and being like, oh, look at the train. Like your imagination starts going with, I don't know, stuff about trains. Guess I lost my touch there, but you know what I'm saying, right? I did all the things. Took the oranges and lemons out of the big vase. Got the vase cleaned up. I always give it a nice scrub and polish. Put some ornaments in there. I added white lights to the garland because it's just so dark over here, but I don't know if I like the white with the multicolor. I can come over here and I'll unplug. Hold on, give it a second. There we go. See, it's so dark without the white, but I don't have enough of the white to do just the white. So maybe at some point I'll get some more white. I don't know. I added in some of these picks that are gingerbready poinsettias. There's regular ones, and then there's red ones. Did the ornament garland up and through and over and down. Put the curtains up. So if you're new here, the curtains are sort of multi-purpose. It's because the sun this time of year, it drops lower and lower and lower into the sky, and it is blinding coming through this window. during the fall and winter. And that's also because all these trees, which you can sort of see through the shears. See the trees? There's a tree. There's another one. Huge, beautiful oak tree. That guy right there. See him? Just a massive oak. And then the maples over there, when they lose their leaves, there's no privacy left. All the houses are uphill from us, so it's like we're living on a stage down here. And all this is gone in the winter. Not just in the winter, in a few days. Forecast has shifted, and it's supposed to drop to, I think, 22. One forecast said 16 in several days. So the rest of the plants are going to go inside sometime. I guess I'll do that in this video. Not really much to show. I'm just going to take the plants and move them in. And then, well, you know, and then the garden's going to get destroyed by frost. Just is what it is. It's that time of year. Then nice. I have to make some decisions about some things. I was hoping I'd have some more time. But I've had a lot of time to think about those things. I still don't know. I haven't made up my mind about those Gossia palms. So that's why the shears are there. Because it's just, the sun is just blinding this time of year. I have a tent I put over the window up top to help, you know, with that sun when it's up there. I had to tape paper bags over the window while I was up there because the sun was so bright. Right in the eyes. And all of these are just, I've been collecting gingerbread houses since 2006. Started with Cracker Barrel. My mother bought me one from Cracker Barrel in 2006. And I was a teenager. Well, I was almost 20. It doesn't matter. So this is, I think, that one. And then they started releasing them every year for a few years. And then they stopped. And then, you know, a good 10, 15 years passed. And gingerbread houses weren't really a thing. And then the last few years, they are everywhere. But it's not quite the same color palette. These newer ones, right? This is more like classic kind of 90s Christmas. Even though it was 2006, it gives me 90s vibes. And this is the more newer things. That's from Dillard's. Don't know where that one's from. This one I got off of Amazon last year, and they still sell it. But let me tell you, the price has gone up quite a bit. It's like almost $200, which I did not pay for this. I think it was from Holiday Creations, something like that. This was to replace one of these. I had one that was in this set that had a train on it. And there was a situation, a gecko got inside of it, and then the motors got jammed. It was a whole thing. And I couldn't fix it. And apparently somebody threw it away. I can't find it. So I bought this one because it's just, I'm sorry, the kids need a train. And I like it. I like the train. I haven't left quite enough spots in here to tuck plants in. And the amaryllis that need to be potted up. And they will be going in here. But luckily, amaryllis don't have to take up much space. So I can put them into small pots just to make sure they're really heavy and tuck them. I say that now, but I know it's not going to be that easy. It's not all these are going to stay here either. Some of these will go into other places. Oh, and they do all light up. The old school ones, these are fiber optic. And then the others have LEDs in them. I prefer the fiber optic ones. It's much prettier. Got this guy right here. Don't know where he came from, but I like him. Then I have the carousel horses, which I need to still hide the wire on those. Did you hear they play I'll pull you over here by the speaker. Where are they? Where'd the horses go? That doesn't help if you can't see the horses. There we go. So that's all. That's all. It's just a warm holiday memory. Because growing up, we had those on our mantle, and I still have the set, and they'll be up on the mantle here. Eventually. The mantle and everything's getting redone. I think next week. I don't know. The week this video comes out. And some of those gingerbread houses will be coming off of there and going up over here. I'll put down like some snow and finish putting some other things away, and there will be a few of those up here. So that'll free up some space in the window. Of course, I say that, but I still need to go through and pull some. There's still some things that I did. There's one in here, one in this box, still haven't taken out. Just keep finding gingerbread houses. I have a big garland to go up there. The kitchen is always usually what takes the longest, so yeah, it's just good to have that mostly done. There's still some little things like up here. This has fairy lights behind it, and then there's, I think, a fireplace goes right here. I don't like these things. What do you guys like these? I don't care for it at all, but the kids like them, so I can stay. Swapped out the dog treat jar, and yeah, you know, just did the things that take the longest. Got the snowmen up here with their tree This one's new. He doesn't usually, I don't know. I almost said he doesn't usually go here. He's new. I don't know where he goes, but for right now, he goes right there. So that kind of looks like they're praising the heavens, doesn't it? Can I get them to look down at the fire? I don't know. Maybe it's a kind of a culty thing, because snowmen by a fire, that's got to be some kind of, well, just a group of not good thinkers, right? Survival instincts aren't very hot on those snow people, is it? As it's snow people. I think one of them's a woman. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. We need to gender the snow creatures. Okay, so that's all of that. I'm sure I could go on and on about it, but I don't know. There's just not much else to say other than, look, it's done, and I think it's pretty. It's very pretty at nighttime, and there will be more things going on. I have a new tree, which I already talked about, pretty sure, I think. Fairly certain. So that's just the beginning of things. And, you know, there's mess. This is my house. I'm not picking things up to make them look perfect while I'm setting up decorations. That's silly. Maybe if I were doing like maybe a decoration tour or some things, then perhaps, but that's not what's going on here. I mean, it's just totes and totes and totes. Does it look better over here if I turn the light on? Oh, a little bit. That illuminates things somewhat. It's hard to get it all into frame, but I think you get it. And it's a lot. But I like it. It makes my heart smile. Not a lot of order to things. The colors I know don't all go together, but I don't care. For me, it's more about the whimsy and the fun of it. There it is. It's good. Oh, and I don't know if I said this or not. When I'm done moving the other gingerbreads around, so I'm going to be pulling a few from this, I usually come in the back and I lift them up so they're on different levels and things. It adds some depth and dimension and makes it so you can see the ones in the back better too, right? Okay, there we go. Christmas thing's done. Now back to plants. Really just moving things inside. I'll probably just be cutting back to the garage full of plants, really, because there's not much to show. And it's a lot to do. I might get overwhelmed if I try and do it and talk about it. And what is there to talk about other than I'm going to put the things on a dolly and take them inside? Oh, no. I forgot. There were plants in this window. What happened with the plants? Duh. Oh, hey. Talks. This is something we're talking about. Oh, I didn't do the garland in the right direction. I don't care. Garland's not going in the right direction up there. You're not taking this picture down and cutting a big hole in the wall. Trimming out a nice, probably 20 by 20 inch square because it would go right through to the fish tank. I think that would be awesome. I mean, why not? It's just a big empty wall. I'm not attached to that picture. It's not even my picture. It's a picture. It's my little sister's. She left it here when she moved out of her apartment into her house, and then she didn't want it, but then I put it up on the wall after 3 years of tripping over it in the basement, and then she goes, oh, maybe I do want. She just make up her mind. But wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, look at the glass. I did a water change yesterday, and for some reason, the salt that I'm using, whenever I do a water change with it, I have to go through and just like completely give everything a quick, it leaves some kind of sediment, and it's a really nice salt. I think maybe I just got a dirty batch of it. I don't even think that that's algae. It's just like silt and soot. Yeah. Anyways, the tank's been better. Tank's been happier. I went through and I put all new filters in yesterday and heavily cleaned the protein skimmer, so should be on the right track. You look at all that foam. Things are really foaming down there. It's hard to travel when you have a big fish tank. So yeah, it would be just between, there's an overflow box here and an overflow box there. Those takes water down and into the filtration system down below. So we could cut out a space like that. I didn't have to redo all the rock work, but I'd be fine with it. I need to redo the rock work anyways. Especially because a lot of it has just been taken over by corals that I don't even want in this tank. So it would be, you know, I'd rescape it so you'd have like little mountains for the fish to swim around and be able to see right through it. It would be so cool. It would also mean that there's two sides of the tank to scrub, and that side of the tank, pretty much impossible to get to. So I'd have to get another one of these magnetic guys to keep over there and just keep it over there. Yeah. Anyways, the plants. So I put the one greenhouse over here, and I think that it will do well here. Oh wow, look at all those spots and dust that I couldn't see when it was in the other window. Well, that's lovely. Okay, good to know. I still have the Windex out. Give that a clean. I think these might do better over here. This is a southwest facing window. So it should get more light, but I'm just going to have to keep an eye on it. I don't want to open these all the way because then the algae on the fish tank becomes unreal. So it needs to be more like that. But I think that even with them like that, that should be better than what they were getting in that other window. Maybe. It's maybe a different time of day, though. I may have to put a cute little small grow light up here, and that would be fine. There's an outlet down there. It wouldn't be too complicated to do that. And then the rest of the plants, well, it was only 2 other things. And, well, no, it was more than 2 other things, wasn't it? Those dirty doors. Let's see here. Oh, I should enjoy walking around while there's still space in a few days. It's going to be plants from here all the way down, all the way over. Things are going to be feeling much, much, much tighter in here. So these 3 are still sitting here because they aren't plants that I think I even want on the shelves because they don't want moisture. So they may just be hanging out here for a while. I don't know. They're fine. These are all tough. They'll be okay like that. It's the terrariums where I was like, I don't know where to put them. I don't want to put them down on the floor because they could get broken down there. So I have the one right here, and then I have the one back there that has the Petunia and the pendulum orchid in there. And some sunlight comes through here, but I'm not convinced it's enough. So I ordered a couple of just really cheap magnetic puck lights to put up there. Just let them stick up there above these, and hopefully that'll be enough for them. It's a bird bath. The lid didn't fit on here with the shelves. I need to figure out something else to put on top of there. But I don't know. I think that's good. That should be plenty. Everything is growing very well out here. They seem to be enjoying the grow lights. I think I'm getting more growth out of this pack of stackies underneath the new grow light than I was getting out of it outside. And remember, this was just ripped out of its container too. So it doesn't even have its full root system, but it's going for it. And even the xanthosoma, look at it, all kinds of new growth on there. Things are seemingly pretty happy over here. I don't know, I'm good with it. It's all looking nice. The parlor palm doesn't quite fit on the shelf anymore though. It's smashed up there. It'll be fine. It can stay there. No changes over here except I have the basil, and then I have 2 other basils that are coming in, so those are going to fill in that spot for sure. I debated maybe pulling this whole shelf and lifting this rack up just like, I don't know, 3 inches so I could get some taller stuff down here, but I don't know. I do need to have a shelf out here where the lights are lower down for things that need more intensity, because I just don't have the wattage, the ampage to add in more intense lighting. So probably best to just leave that. Everything that's down here is doing well, but I need to up the air circulation. I'm concerned about things rotting. Things aren't drying as quick as I'd like them to down here, which makes some sense, right? Moist air, it's heavier, it stays down. I have fans galore out here, so I wouldn't think that would make that much of a difference. Working on some repots here, drying out some soil. I think I'm pretty well set up to go ahead and just start moving stuff in. I have the fern out here. It's over there. I need to repot it. I had to glue its pot back together. Its pot broke. You know? Yeah. We're just going to have to fill the place up. I don't know. I think the time may have come. I might have to chop it. Hopefully not. But, well, you know, the dang thing just keeps on growing. Look at how big and beautiful the Areca palm has gotten. This thing is an absolute titan. Look at it. Look at all those trunks. Yeah, I've got my pruners with me. It's usually a good idea for me to give this a very, very, very heavy prune before I move it inside. Just because, you know, all the critters and everything get in there. It's easier to prune it out here than it is inside. This makes sense to do it now. But first, I wanted to, you know, make sure y'all can see it while it's out in the open. It's not pressed over there by the hot tub and the other plants, and it can just stand on its own in its own glory. This is a glorious palm. I love the Areca palm. I know. Those of you who live down in Florida, you're just like, huh? Do you mean the hedge things? Yeah, the hedge things. Make great little house plants. So much color and contrast and sturdiness. And scale. No, that's not scale. Is it? Is that scale? That would be a new issue. Haven't had to do a scale in here. No. I'm not seeing any scale. It's good. Sometimes soft scale can leave behind those white impressions. Another good reason to come in here and prune it very, very heavily. See how thick it gets down here on the inside? And you can't even see through there. So getting all that stuff out just make it easier to keep this thing sprayed down and pest free. Oh, and I needed to get the top of this cleaned up anyways. Look at all this. Look at all that. It's all bleached out. You know, the drought. This thing did not do great this year. Had it up on the irrigation. There's only so much you can do when the air's bone dry and you go like 3 months without water. That's not their jam. They don't like that, as you can see. Still did okay though. I mean, it did as good as it needs to. This thing is huge. I don't really want it to grow too much more, really, because then what am I going to do with it? I don't know. Yeah, this is good. Look at that. There's still plenty of room. Look at all that space. Got nothing but room here. Okay, I know. I could always send this one off to storage with my other palms, but I love this container. And if they broke it, that's it. It's over. They don't make these anymore. Haven't seen them in years. So I would need to put it into a different... It needs to go into a new container. We do this every year. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go through the whole entire... Oh, I should repot this and root... No, I didn't do it. And it's fine. Look at it. It's fine. Perfectly happy. Now, will I be able to stand this up without hitting the... No, I don't think so. It's against the ceiling pretty much every year for the last 5 years. It's been all right. Makes it more difficult to have to get up there on a ladder and like pull the fronds down and clean them. But it's been okay. It flushes back out and ends up looking pretty good by like mid-June. It just, you know, whatever's pressed against the ceiling usually comes out in the springtime looking ragged and haggard. But, you know, most of the plants come out looking ragged and haggard because they've, you know, been in here for 5 to 7 months. Look at that. Plenty of room. It is amazing how much darker it gets in here when I start to put in the plants. Like, it's so dark over here. It was so bright because of all the growth. Now it's not like that anymore. I'm wondering, this isn't touching, is it? No, we good. Can I screw this back in? Oh, get that out of there. One thing's pressed against the grow lamps. I had to unscrew one of these bulbs because the breaker kept blowing over here, but I upgraded everything onto a 20 amp power strip, and that seems to be doing the trick. But I hadn't done that, so I guess we'll see what happens. Not plugging in any more lights anytime soon. I have a few more, I told you, right? And then I have a few more little cheap ones coming in to go over the little, what's it, you know, the little, what are they? Terrariums. But those are going to go into a spot that goes into a different circuit breaker. It's not worried about that. There it is. There's the pump. Oh, hey, by some miracle I didn't pull this cord down. You know what? It's kind of nice to have it back inside. I missed you. Not really. I think that this was over here. Does it usually go? It's fine right here for now. But I don't know. Might need to do some scooting. I feel like it was like right here last year. I don't think there was a grow light directly inside of it. But that would be... I don't ever sit on top of the cold floor. Maybe I did last year. I don't know. I can always scoot things around. The main thing is to get them in here and then I can position them later. Pardon that very random half-a-second clip. I was in the kitchen about to explain how excited I am because the floor just got finished, finally. But there's something new going on in the kitchen that apparently just needed to be done. This guy who does the work, he's amazing. Just amazing. I didn't realize it needed to be done. He's like, I'm going to handle it. I came downstairs and there's a tarp draped over the countertops. There's a spot on the ceiling that he's fixing up. So nice. I didn't even notice it was a problem, and now I see it. I have got a lot moved in. Like, a lot. Oh, the camera's really juddery. Well, hopefully that works out. I'm now to the point where I'm going through and I'm just picking out little things here and there and going, oh, do I want to overwinter that? Like, I have... Well... Oh, I don't know if that's going to be worth it or not, but this is the Emerald Towers basil. I started from seed. How much root does it have on it? Has it got much going on down there? Oh, yeah. Okay. So if I can get a good chunk of that out, that still has potential to come back and be a nice, healthy-looking plant. You can see with these green stalks, I wouldn't want to say I let them go, but, I mean, I let them grow. It was just so much with that drought. I just couldn't keep up with the water, with everything. And when it came to the green stalks, I was just like, I've had it with you guys. It was taking an eternity to fill these up. Next year, they will be on drip. But you can see the strawberries mostly came through okay. Everything in here is just going to need one heck of a cutback. The dill kept reseeding itself, which was nice. Usually you have to, at least I do, have to replant dill fairly often. What are you? You're growing all over the place down here. You're a snapdragon? That's just out there doing its thing? What are you? That is basil. I'm pretty sure. It's very potent. It just doesn't look like basil. But, you know, sunlight and everything, that can do that. Alright, so see, not as much promise with this one, but just cut that back, throw it in a pot. Give it a try. The basil's so easy to keep inside during the winter. I think it'd be a shame to just let it die. And I actually think I could probably get some better growth out of them inside than I got out here. And then have some really neat looking plants for next year. Oh, got the Gossia palms pulled. Everything is done. It's just a matter of moving things in and some digging. And then, you know, just little things out here. I'm not worried about the Chinese fan palms. They can take brief cold snaps. They should be fine. Everything that's over here, for the most part, can handle quick dips into the 20s. So they should be fine. I don't know about these bamboo palms, though. They can handle those brief cold snaps, but they're not going to look their best. I'm come out here with the blower and blow these out. I've been trying to remember to do that with everything this year before I take it in so that I'm not getting pine needles all over the place. It's a nice thing. Been using that battery-operated blower this year. It makes things so much easier. Oh! I forgot a bromeliad and a globe that's falling over. It's nice. So yeah, that's one thing that's good about having the extra time to get some things done, is I can go through and go, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, maybe I want to take this in. That's also the bad thing about having all this extra time, is sometimes I end up taking in way more than I thought that I would. Shocking. Okay, the moss, out of everything in this container, the moss is what didn't seem to like being back there. It's so shady back here. That's very, ow, very surprising. I meant to bring these in a while ago. Screwed that one up royally. Balancing myself on my forearm. Just, you know, keeping everything real professional over here. These were pink nymph, I think, is what they were called. Amaryllis. I wasn't crazy about them. But, you know, they've had their dark. So I can give them a prune back and see what they decide to do. I left them back there. Actually, I moved those back there not too terribly long ago, just to see what would happen. This was a very pretty amaryllis. I cannot remember the name of, but hopefully the same deal. So usually when I'm trying to get amaryllis to rebloom, it's the whole thing. Cutting them back, remove some soil, throw them under the sink, something of the sorts, and then, you know, a couple months later, pot them back up and trigger them to bloom. Or you can just leave them growing all year and they'll just kind of flower whenever they want to, which is nice. You know, they don't have to be in flower at Christmas time. I went ahead and I took them from where they were getting more sun back in August probably, and tucked them way back there where it was going to be really dark, and then figured I'd let them experience some cold, which they have, and then I'm going to cut them back and move them into the warmth with some light and see if that triggers something. I don't know if it will. We will find out. Nothing left over here, right? The fig, it can even take some cold. I'm not that attached to that fig. I really like figs, but the Miss Figgy, the more I have spent time with it, I'm just not crazy about the shape of it. I would prefer something that does get larger, that I can get some shape on. It did put out a couple of cute little figs this year, but I don't know. We'll give that some more time, see what it does. Yeah, I think that's just about where everything lands. All the big stuff that's left to do is just, well, digging stuff up. Little things. I accidentally broke a pot yesterday. Dang it. I came in, cut all the cannas back yesterday. The cannas, they're just a nightmare to cut back when the frost hits, when they get all mushy. I mean, you can say that about the bananas and everything, but the cannas especially. So I figured just go back there, cut them back, get them cleaned up, open some things up for that magnolia, which is not looking great. It did finally put on some growth this year, But it just is looking so crummy from the past couple of winters on the inside. I don't know. We'll see how it does this year. I say that every year. But this will be its third winter. We'll see how it does. So what's left to dig is the... Golden Dragon. I think it's called Golden Dragon alocasia. I'm going to dig that up. The Stingray. And you can see these took some frost. Look at them. I didn't even realize it. And then the two Borneo Giants up there on the hill. Yeah, I didn't even realize that these had taken some frost. But look at the heliconias down here. They look like garbage. A difference a few feet can make, right? Over here. Look at, untouched. You would never know. And they're just, I don't know, 18 feet apart. But I have said over and over again, this side is much colder than this side. Which makes some sense. The warm air is going to move through here, especially from the body of water, that pool. It's going to settle into this spot. The sun hits the side of the house, and that radiates some of the heat back out. Whereas over here, that cold air can come through and flow and just move right through everything. Microclimates. They're fun. So that's where we are with everything. Oh, and the Brugmansias. I don't want to forget those. I meant to bring those in last night. I still have a few days. So I'm trying to be careful. This video is going to end up being really long because I have 2 weeks to film it. Less than a week. Or no, just over a week at this point. The Gossypums, I was really on the fence with them. Just because they look like they are going to be complete and total spider mite magnets. But I figured we should just give it a try. See what they do. See how they handle things. Even though they might be spider mite magnets, I think they should be pretty easy to limp along through the winter time. But it's going to be the same deal where they're going to come back out just looking like garbage. They don't transition well into the sun. But I do like them. I like their trunks. And when they have nice looking foliage, I think that they're absolutely beautiful palms. Even though their foliage reminds me a lot of a Majesty palm. And I'm not crazy about that because those aren't anywhere near some of my favorites. But I've just put too much time in them. You know, they were all the way down here. And their crown shaft is not all the way up there. They're fairly slow growing palms. I don't know. We're just going to give it a shot inside and see how they do. I think that they're going to be one of those plants where the trick is going to be to not smother them and just leave them be, water them lightly, err on the side of them being too dry. There's a big crow. It's a big, big crow. You guys see it? Look at that one. I guess they're always big, aren't they? I just figure it's worth a shot. I got distracted by the crow, then got a phone call. Now I'm digging up an alocasia. Have a peek at what's going on in here. Oh. Foxtail. This thing rooted in so heavily that the bottom of its pot rounded out and won't stand up. So I'm gonna have to repot that guy. The machete. This guy. Oh, it does make this time of year fun. That's one thing to look forward to. Oh, watch out, Turbo. Sharp objects coming through. You can go in and you just go real solid and just go boom. Oh, it's so satisfying. Even more so when you've sharpened this. I've had this for, I don't even know, 15 years. I need to give it a good sharpening. Okay. Let's see here. Done. It was awesome. They just keep getting thicker and thicker. I suppose that's a good thing. That's what we want the plants to do. Makes digging them up kind of sucky. Look at the blooms on these echeverias. I should take those in. Ah, man. So much that I want to take inside. Running out of space, though. I mean, just look at... The plant itself is looking kind of meh. But, I mean, come on. That's so freaking pretty. You know, they're not rooted in there very deeply either. No, leave it. Leave it. It's just an echeveria. Not a big deal. I have others inside that will do the same thing next year. And they can take a surprise amount of cold. And when I planted that entire container up, the whole point was I wanted to see how cold those topsy-turvies and some of the others could go. So it'd be defeating the purpose of things too. Take those up. Okay, I'm going to try and get these out. And then, I don't know, I'm going to report back later and there'll be something else going on. Well, what do you do for your pet's enrichment? They were meant for the cat, but no interest. Makes sense. Turbo loves the fish. I dump the water afterwards into a plant. I'm sure it's fine, but look, I don't know, there's batteries in those things. He's very gentle. He doesn't pick them up. It gives him something to do. You like looking at the fish? I know. There's nothing up there. What you looking at? Those Turbo's fish. They're your friends. Yep. You don't know what to do with yourself, do you? Well, okay. So that was fun. Anyways, back to plant stuff. I actually got these to put in the tubes out in the gross. We can go out there. Let's just do it. Oh, the door. It's a work in progress. It's a faux wood finish. You have to do it in layers. So this door right here, this was all, let's see, it's white on this side. On that side. So this door also once, it looked like this one too. Got a handle put in here, making things a little bit easier. Yeah, you know, the bubble tube and the fish. Deviating so far from what needs to be done, but this seems fun. See, this is not a one-handed job. Well, whoa. What did I just step on? No! It's broken, but it works. That's good. Well, I have more. Don't remember where I put them, though. Okay, well, in the meantime, I'll go ahead and put the fish in here, and then I'm going to find a check valve and repair this, and then get back to the plant stuff, because today is the last day. I suppose tomorrow morning is, too. But tonight, that cold is supposed to roll in. And where did I do with the... Oh, they're in my pocket. They're in here. That cold is supposed to roll in tomorrow/tonight, and it's... I don't know. Really tonight, and today it's supposed to be like 60s, and then it's supposed to slowly drop overnight into like the upper 40s. Then the high tomorrow is like 38, 40, and then it's the high tomorrow night where it's going to be really bad. But I think it would just make the most sense to just finish this off today, right? And really, all that's left to... No. We'll go outside, we'll talk about that. I want to finish this up first. Alright, new check valve is in place. Open that up. And then... yeah, that's it. This fish, they have little motors in them. I don't think that's really going to be necessary, because the water, it's going to move them around. Oh, it's kind of fun the way they flap their little tails, though. I don't think that battery's going to last long, though. But, kind of fun. But oh gosh, no, it seems violent. I don't know if I like it with the flapping tails. It looks like they're struggling. There they go, though. So, I don't know if you noticed, little science here. They're at the top, you turn the bubbles on, they move down. The water buoyancy changes when you have this much bubblage going. That's why, like, the high dives, like really high dives, they have bubblers and things down there to help break the surface tension. Yeah, there you go, a little bit of science. Don't know if I even got it right, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Also, just the movement of the air through the water creates turbulence, so that's moving things around too. I just think they're fun. Fun little guys. People gonna ask me, "You're gonna put fish in there?" And I'm like, no, that seems really mean. But the plastic ones, sure. Yeah, why not? Find some jellyfish or something to put in there. That'd be cool. I also tried my best to pick out fish that looked as fake as possible, because I know when I'm sitting out here doing videos, if I'm angled this way and people see the fish moving in there, somebody's going to comment being like, oh my gosh, that's so mean. But it's not, because they're not even real. I can't even find them. That might not be an issue. There you go. That doesn't look real, does it? No, not at all. Really cool motion on those. I would have been obsessed with those when I was a kid. Obsessed. Robotic fish, robotic pets, would have been all into it. Remember the Littlest Pet Shop critters? That's as close as we got to cool pet toys. That, or it was just those little dog things that like chirped a few times and did a backflip but always landed on their side. Remember those? KB toys and whatnots. Nothing? Okay, well that's fun. Anyways, back to doing the real things. Plant things. Let's go have a quick look at what's going on outside. Sunglasses. Need the sunglasses. I discovered when I was editing some videos yesterday that I had unknowingly been filming in HDR, which is a huge no-no. Unless you're an editing whiz, and I'm not. I can edit, but not like a pro. Intermediate level at best. Yeah, it washes everything out, and there are some ways around it. That kind of hurt. Just whopped my hand in the machete. I should probably find a different place to hang that. It washes everything out, and I've found some things that people say are solutions, and I tried them. It didn't really work, so I think the video that came out prior to this one and then one coming out after this one, things might be washed out last week's vlog. Yeah, probably not looking very good, but working with it. And I also think everything I filmed in San Diego may have had that HDR button flipped on. I wish there was a way to just, can I just remove it? Can I just remove the button from the camera? Well, I was using my phone. Been using my phone a lot lately. It's lazy, but the footage is pretty dang good. When I upgraded, I got the nicest camera I could get on a phone, or the nicest phone I could get with a good kit. You know what I mean? All right, back to reality. So here's what's going on. I have the Golden Dragon Alocasia. That one's dug up both the Borneo Giants, just because that's him with the machete. I went ahead and cut the top off of this guy. That was fun. I should have shown it. It was very satisfying. The Stingray Alocasia, I was going to bring it in, but all the plants, they get an inspection before they come in, and you might be able to see what's going on here with this one. It's got some scale on it. It's not horrible, but it's enough that makes me think, yeah, I think I'd rather just not. Doesn't seem worth it. You know, with a $8-10 plant, they grow very quickly. I can just get a new one next year. That, or I can cut everything off, put this in a plastic bag, and just cover it in an, in an insecticide, an appropriate one, and just let it sit that way for a week or two, and then start it over. And when I start it over, start it with this system. I could do that. Yeah, let's just do the more complicated thing for the little $12 plant. You know, it adds up though. That's the thing. It's like, okay, yeah, that was a $12 Alocasia. I got a great deal on it. Might have even been cheaper than that. I don't remember. But, you know, like I said, it all adds up. $12 ain't nothing, especially in this economy, right? I purposefully have clear trash bags that I only use for this purpose. But it's rare that I do this, and I don't know where they are. This is recycling. I've been piling the recycling back here. Because, you know, the construction on the house at once, there's people in and out, so I usually keep recycling. Nobody cares. I don't need the ins and outs of how I store my recycling. Got my great big trash bag. Need some of the dead bug here. Stuff's pretty good. I feel like if I'm bagging it up, I should probably be using something that's just like really intense, but it's spinosad, and that's usually good for scale, isn't it? I'll pop it open and have a read. No, I think that it would probably be fine for the new scalies, the ones that don't have their hard shell on yet. Dinotephoron, maybe an Ecloproid, perhaps. I think neem oil might just be the way to go, just to brush them off. That's probably the safest way to do it. Not that I'm just so full of time right now that I can take on that project, but I at the very least can get it in the bag. Okay, hold on. I need to roll it back. There's a lot of other things to do out here, and I don't have a ton of space. A plant having some scale on it might be a blessing in disguise. It's one less thing to take inside. But it's in the bag. Should I change my mind? The Borneo Giants, they are over here, ready to get potted up. There they are. Not much to see, just stumps and roots. Big empty area up there now. Then that Golden Dragon. I was thinking that when I'm done with that, I need to go through with the Gorilla Cart and just start grabbing all the little random things I might want to take in. Oh, and the Gaussiapums. They'll go in too. I'm just going to be dropping these into containers with an all-purpose potting mix, nothing special. Assuming that I have the pots that are big enough. These, yeah, they need big pots. Ooh, do not want to forget to take the Somatophyllum in. Let's see, I had some extra containers over here. No, I don't. I moved them because the irrigation was not good over here. See? I'm wondering, should I maybe... Do I want to take it in? It's an easy enough palm. It does nothing for me, and it's never happy. But it has been pretty sturdy. I want to put out some roots too. Oh, that. Okay. Well, maybe it just takes a long time to establish. So this is a Livistona rotundifolia, which is also or now it's a cerebus. Oh, look at the gingers coming up in there. Doesn't that look cool? You see it? See how neat that rhizome's pushing through? Love a good rhizome. Grown this one for a couple of years now. Or I guess this will be the second winter I will have had inside. But last year, it was so easy. It just chilled. I didn't have to do anything with it. But it also it's not a fast grower. And I just can't keep it happy. It doesn't like my water, I think, is the situation. It's always always chlorotic. So, but I mean, it's still growing and living, so I don't know, give it another year. Maybe add more peat into the soil. I use this acidifier to help with the pH issues. I do iron and everything, but yeah, doesn't make much of a difference. Look at how loose that is. You would not think that had roots going all the way out the bottom of its container. Oh yeah, back to that thing where I was talking about the wrong camera setting. I'm also pretty sure a big chunk of this video was filmed with that wrong camera setting. There we go. Perfect. This is going to be for those Borneo giants. I just need to find one for that golden dragon. Thoughts? Is this a bad idea? What do you think? It's very breathable. I don't know. I don't think it's going to hurt. Worst case scenario, I just have to water it more. It's plenty big enough. In fact, I usually try to go small with the containers on these guys for the winter time care. I think that'll be okay. How messy is that? Could I line this? And if so, I'm not going to. I don't have anything to line it with. I don't have burlap or anything like that laying around. I don't even think I have any old rags. I've been gutting this house with old things, donating and giving things away and throwing things out, so I don't think I have like old blankets or anything either. I suppose the best thing to do is just grab some soil and give it a shot. Is this all wet? They sent me a load of wet soil and I am not happy about it. I really hate when that happens. It doesn't stink, so that's good. I'm still going to use it because it doesn't smell, but it's just not ideal, right? Nobody wants to use a mucky wet potting mix. Okay, maybe the wet mix actually worked out in my favor because it did make it a lot easier to pot this guy up. It stayed contained. It didn't try and bust out of all those little holes in the side of the container. It just stayed put, and I was able to sculpt it up the size of the container. This is like almost just the right amount moist. It's just a little bit more than I would prefer. Some of those other bags were like almost wet though, and I've been having to poke holes in them and turn them. It's annoying. It's neither here nor there. So this is potted up. You can see I didn't go very deep. I left a big lip here, so it's a good amount of space between the top and the bottom. That's so when I need to water, I can just go in and just boom, just drench it without having to stand there and just, you know, very gingerly add water and hope it doesn't spill out the top. This one looks like it may also have scale on it, so I will treat this one, not to play favorites or anything, but this one I like a lot more than the stingray. Since I'm going to have to treat it though, I think I'm just going to have to bring the stingray in too. I have another of these containers I can put the stingray in. I'm going to cut off all of the foliage, all of it, and hit it with a systemic and give them a scrub down, all that stuff. So these will get moved in last, probably. I might even go ahead and let them just take a hard frost. It'll knock them back, but it's not going to kill them. It'll help with a lot of those pests too. Although not always. It's something to think about. It's not always going to rid you of pest problems, so you really have to calculate that one out. And I don't know about the hardiness on this golden dragon, which is, I think I've mentioned. I think it's just a lutea crossed with a portora. I really don't know. But the stingrays, they should be good. Zone 8. So I would think they could handle some frost. I don't know though. Since I have to get the spray out, I'll just spray it down. Makes more sense. I'm not using much soil in the pot with the stingray though, because, well, I'm running low. Stingray's low on the totem pole as far as all acacia priorities. That sounds mean, but it's just the truth. You can also do what I just did and cut everything off and just scrub them off with your bare hands. I did that with both of these. I cut everything back on that stingray. Should be good to go. Same thing with the golden dragon. I didn't want to stand up. I'm going to put a stake in that thing or have it leaning against something. Like I said, these are going to get a systemic though. So they're getting that, plus they're going to get a spray down. So they should be good. I know not much left of the stingray, but it had so much. It was going all the way up. It was on the tops of the foliage. It just didn't make sense. When I was like, oh, let's just chop it. Set it near the heat in the garage, help spur that new growth, get it to quickly grow. It also helps transport that insecticide, the systemic, through it more quickly. Then hopefully you don't have any problems, right? That's the goal anyways. Okay, 2 left, and then the palms, and then just walk around and gather things. I'm sure there's more bromeliads and other things I'll probably end up wanting to take in. I decided to pass on the gingers. I love them and everything, but I don't know. I guess really I'll make my mind up on that tomorrow. I shouldn't say I've passed on anything until the time is over. You know what I mean? Yeah, okay. I'm going to go pot up those others and then walk around, gather some things. I don't know what's going to happen next. It fascinates me how I know that tomorrow all of the impatiens and the bananas and the gingers, everything's gonna be all blech and sad. But it wasn't until I came out front and saw this begonia that I got kind of sad about it. Just look at how freaking big this thing has gotten. I don't know how to show you the size of this plant. That's a 24-inch, might be 22, but we're gonna say 24-inch wide basket. It's just a freaking beast. It's easily maybe 3.5, probably, yeah, about that, across, about 30 inches tall. Gosh, it's just so pretty. One on this side didn't do quite as much, but the sweet potatoes did a lot more. Anyways, almost forgot about these guys. Bamboo palms. These are the summer planters, summer into fall with the coleus. I'm never doing that again. They're pretty, but it's too much. I use a smaller coleus next time. These guys did great in these containers. They got repotted in the springtime. Got some roots coming out the bottom. They're looking really good. The ones I didn't repot, by no surprise, I'm sure, they don't look as good. That's how that looks. You repotted all of them, huh? Okay, well, that's done. Good. We'll get to the backyard again. Turbo, how you doing, baby? Hello. I know, so exciting. Be my helper. We got stuff to do. You can be helping me? Oh, moved the tree. This is the room it belongs in. I haven't gotten all the ornaments on it yet, but I got a lot of them on. A lot of them. Look at the sparkle. Look at all the sparkle. Oh, there's so much shimmer. It's nice. Nice getting these things done. Should probably put on shoes, but screw it. Not a lot of sandal weather left, right? I completely forgot to put chunky perlite into those alocasia pots. I think for the ones already potted up, I'm just going to heavily top dress those with sand. Water it in. That'll help with the aeration. Should be fine, especially this one since it has all the holes on the side. But the ones that I haven't potted up, well, I may as well mix it in, right? Know that it worked last year, so, you know, just keep repeating things that we know work well. Yeah, see that? So I probably added maybe 2 cups of the white perlite. This big chunky stuff. That should be good. I tend to overdo it sometimes with my well-drained soil blends, and then it becomes a pain to keep things hydrated. So, yeah, that should be good enough. Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? Yeah, see? That's good. This one's way down low in that container. I did not get anywhere near as much root off of this alocasia as I did off of that one. I also had to remember that, well, in the springtime, I have to dig a hole the size of these root masses, which was something I didn't take into account last year. And then this spring, it took a while to get those holes dug because they were, you know, the size of these 22-inch containers. So, yeah, less is more. Less is definitely more. I'm technically ahead of the game, y'all. So last year, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to overwinter them. I dug them up, and I had them set. They were just laying on the ground, roots and all, until, like, I don't remember, maybe January or something like that. And I said, oh, maybe I should put those into a container. They just sat. They would have been fine as long as they're in a spot where it's not very bright, not as warm, and they're not sopping wet. And they will store for a while. They don't need to go into a pot. I think it's easier to keep them going than to keep them dormant in a space like this. And I don't really have a space in my house where they really do dormancy very well. Oh, look at it. Look at how glorious. Oh, it's so beautiful. Better not to hit that frickin' button again that blows everything out. The color on this maple, it's just a sugar maple. It's not some fancy type, it's just a regular sugar maple. It's the next day. Today's the day. It's official. It's 37 degrees outside. And I was actually just standing up here in the window. Wanted an aerial view to look around and, you know, be like, okay, did I miss anything? Do I want to take the coleus in? Of course I don't want to take the coleus in. That's a horrible idea. I have taken coleus in before. Worked out okay when I was using it to transport systemic and as a magnet for pests. Worked well in that sense. But they just, I don't know, they don't thrive inside. And juice isn't worth the squeeze. I don't really like coleus enough. Some coleus, I'm particular about them. I don't need to go off on that tangent. I just want to show y'all the tree and say that we're pretty much done here. Wow, look at how big that chiltalpa got. The El Nino. Look at that thing. All the way up above the first floor roof there. Yeah, so there's still a few things to bring in, but they're in the driveway. It's a matter of making room. You can go out and have a look at that. Had a busy morning of folding laundry and picking up. That's not pumpkin. But I can see why you might think it is. A little cuddle clone. Yeah, lots of laundry. Getting caught up on everything. Hey, kitten. How you doing? You gonna say hi? Nothing? Okay. I saw a pumpkin. Where did she go? Where is pumpkin? Where'd she go? Pumpkin, where'd you go? Where? Oh, I thought she'd be right there. Did she come in here? Pumpkin? Anywhere? Nothing? No pumpkin? Yeah, I found you. Okay, it's nice seeing you too, pumpkin. What was happening? My ADD in the morning. It's just astounding and marvelous. Oh, last minute last night remembered to bring the olive in. Glad I did that. Although the olives, they can take a chill. Probably would have been fine. But, I mean, why risk it? Oh, the squirrels ate the olives off of it. Not that it matters. This type of olive, you have to, like, you have to do a brine or something with them for them to taste good. I just think they're pretty trees. Have a quick peek at what's going on out here. Things have filled up quite a bit. So I'm going to have to do some rearranging because this isn't going to work. Still have plants in the gorilla cart over here, and there's still plants in the driveway. The foxtail palm, 2 of the brugmansias are out there, and then there are 2 bamboo palms on the front porch, which I'm pretty sure you saw me pull up. I need to bring those in, and then everything else that's outside should be okay. I've brought in more than I think I ever have before. And I've got all the construction stuff over here. I don't normally pile the plants back any further than this line right here, if you can see that. The styrofoam, that's as far back as they ever go. So it's really just, you know, it's a row of these that I'm going to need to figure out what to do with. And then all of these. And then the 3 in the driveway and the 2 on the front porch. But everything else, it can stay out, except for the windmill palms. But they're okay with this cold. The lowest they're predicting is 26. They can handle that no problem. Same with the mule palm. It can handle 26. So I don't need to worry about that too much. See, I still have some room to work with over here. I just don't want things to... I don't want things to be that crowded, right? No, it's going to be one of those things where I just kind of have to play around with things. And I might have to make some difficult choices. But, you know, part of that's because I got all those beautiful bamboo palms on clearance last spring for a very good price. And so some of those may end up going to other people's homes. Maybe they'll go inside the house. I don't know. Some of the house plants will probably end up in the house this year. It just makes sense. Makes things easier. The foxtail that's in the driveway, the one with the multi-trunk, I think that would look very nice in the house. But the bottom of that pot has rounded out, so I need to figure that out. The Robolini, I don't know what to do with it, but it can't stay right here because it's all pokey and it's going to stab people. I prefer it to be a nice wide path to get in and out of the garage right here, right? That's a safety thing. And a family member who needs a walker and a wheelchair, so that's not going to work. Transport, sorry. They don't like it when I call it a walker. I'm not really certain why. I mean, I guess I can understand. But that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, it's just a matter of really tidying and making things work, which I don't think will be as difficult as it may look like. Because a lot of these things, there's still room on some of the shelves over there, up high on those shelves, and these are pretty much all just low-maintenance things. The fern's not low-maintenance, but it's in a self-watering container, which helps a ton. The bromeliads, I just tuck those into the plants during the winter time. They require virtually no care at all. And then the alocasia. So there's 1, 2, 3 pots of those. There's the stingrays over on that side. These will all be going over there, and they'll form like a line. Basically, it's going to be what breaks from being able to walk around the circle anymore. And that's going to make more room too, and I can just shift everything this way, which is probably... Yeah, that's good. I had to talk it through. That's all. Amaryllis are just sprung about. There's a random mangave over there. Fern that needs to be repotted. Yeah, you get it. It's going to take some finessing, but going to make it work. And it's not that much more than I usually bring in. It's just, you know, I don't normally have the Gossia palms in here, but there have been plenty of years where I had this many plants in here. It was back in the days when I used to wrap the whole area in plastic, which I could do. I don't know why I would, but I could do that again. Don't want to, but it's an option. And then lift things and move things. You know, I have like that Livistona. I don't care about it, but I have it. Maybe someday it will be some great big grand plants, and I'll be really happy I held on to it. Right, Colby? It's positive thinking, right, bud? I should probably put on shoes because it's 38 right now, but screw it. I'm not going to be out there for very long. We're just going to do some walking and talking. One of my favorite things to do out here is just walk and talk and enjoy the plants and get to see the chaos and destruction. Yeah, windmill palm, they're fine. I say they because there are others. It's not just this one. Some of the succulents I'm not too concerned about, though I could take top cuttings from them. Them. Catch my language here. There's a Justicia over here. Aphelandra, that is. Wonder if I should. The other one I took in is doing great, so I should grab this one too. Oh, and there's an orchid stuck up there too. That's why it's nice to get these things done early and ahead of time, so you have that last day to walk around and perfect and make other decisions when there's no room for plants to go, oh, maybe I should put some more plants in there. They're just so lovely. It'd be a shame to let them die. The Justicia, that is. And it's pretty easy to just lift it and throw it into another container. I do have an alocasia over here. It's variegated that I haven't been thrilled with the last couple of years, but may as well take it in. See if it wants to rebound and do anything. Because it is a macrorrhiza type, and they aren't always the easiest to come by. Fig will be fine. It can stay out here. And everything else are just hostas and hardy things that can... Whoa! Okay, hello. Greasy. You put some stakes around that. I don't know where this came from. I have no idea. It's just a Portora alocasia. I have more than enough of those, but I will offer it up to somebody if they want to come get it today. I'll text my plant peeps, see if anyone wants to come out and get it. Everything over here, these are hardy things. So there's some sable minors, palmetto types, and then Trachycarpus, Ponceris, some roses, and a yucca. The yucca, and that thing's fine. It's a Gloriosa type, which isn't as hardy, but still pretty tough. Oh, and there's another alocasia that I restarted over here. This is the Blizzard. I just haven't been crazy about the Blizzard the last few years. And it hasn't done anything for me. I like the mycorrhiza one a lot more. The Blizzard is too delicate. Oh, the bromeliad. That's the one I pulled out from that lamp up top. I decided not to take that one, except after looking at it, I think that it's done. It flowered and did its flowering thing. It looks like it's melting away. Didn't pop any pups. Well, it looks like it did, but the pup got hit by the frost. That's alright, that happens. This one might be more difficult to get up. I'm just going to tug at it. Might have to cut it back and do some damage control, but I think it'll be okay. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Chinese fan palms, they can take a good amount of cold. It's the ice that I worry about, but we're not supposed to have much of that, if any. There's a slight chance of frost, or not frost, flurry. It'll definitely be frost if it does get down to 26. But they can take a little bit of that. And I have a greenhouse coming in the mail. The plan with that is to, well, I'm going to try and put it over both of these and wrap heat cables around their pots and tie them up, wrap lights around them. We're just going to have to hope for the best, because these are very big. I'm not getting them in the house. Oh, I walked off with that. Justicia. I keep on calling it Justicia. It's Aphelandra. I didn't realize there was another one in there. That's fine. They can room together during the winter. They can share a pot. They'll be fine with that. Lots of things to get potted up. A couple of syngoniums that I almost forgot about. Want to take those in. I think that's it. Those hellies and things, I'm not going to bring those in. The Washingtonias, I'm leaving a couple of those out here. And that's because, well, if they want to live here, they got to take the cold. I like to start them young when it comes to that. At 26, it'll be okay. It might defoliate them, but it shouldn't kill them. And it's just getting them started to be tough plants, because I want to be able to leave them out here for a decent portion of the year. I don't have to take them inside every time we have a frost. And that's what will happen if they get treated as a plant that, well, gets taken inside every time it drops below like 70. They'll never have any hardiness. And I decided against bringing in that banana. It has mealybugs all over it. I don't feel like it. I can get new ones for a pretty good price. They're a pain in the butt during the winter time to keep them growing, easier to keep them dormant. There's too many other things to do. I'm not attached to it, so it's unfortunate, but it can go. I'm not positive that I still want the red bananas over there. Anyways, next year, I grew out these other bananas. They're calling a red star or hardy red. I don't know, but it's a sycamensis banana, but they're giving them a new name. I really liked how it performed. So I'm probably going to be spreading those around the yard more next year. I would even like some in containers. They may end up taking the place of the NSETs just because they're more cold hardy. But we'll have to see how those do through the winter time. I think that that's everything. I gathered up all those little guys, and then there's some stuff here in the driveway like I mentioned. A few things on the front porch, but that's it. So I'm not going to wrap it up, but I am going to, I guess, sign off for it. This is unnecessary. We're going to cut back tomorrow and get to have a look at what the cold did. Because this is just a, like, 40-hour, 36-hour cold front we have come in. So it was in the 60s yesterday. I think it may have gone up to 70. And then it just slowly dropped overnight into the upper 30s. It's supposed to stay in the mid to upper 30s throughout the day today, and then it's going to drop into the upper 20s tonight. And tomorrow's supposed to be cool, and I think another dip into the upper 20s, and it's going to warm up again into like the 60s. So I don't know. I guess we'll get to see. Pool heater is on, but it's not up very high. But, you know, you get to examine some microclimates. It's a good opportunity when you have these cold blasts come in. You're still going to warm up, and the ground's still warm, to really get to see the pockets and just the various hardiness of things too, right? All right. Well, there it is. We will be back tomorrow, and things might look totally the same, or they might look very, very different. I don't know. I'd be surprised if they don't look very different. It's that time of year. Things are supposed to be dying back by now, but it's been a nice mild fall so far. Okay, gonna make this brief because your boy's got shorts on. There it is. That's what happens. It's what the cold does. This is going to be brief because I ended up just filming. I did a whole video, talked about some of the stuff that I just talked about a few minutes ago in this video to come out on Wednesday because, I don't know, people are always kind of into the first frost. I don't know why. There's a lot you can learn from your first frost, though, and throughout the year. I talked about that in that video. Just, you know, microclimates, see where the damage is. It's actually 2 days later. So the video you saw prior to this was the morning after, and then this is 2 days later. So we had 2 dips into the upper 20s, and, well, this is what it looks like. Yeah, to be expected. Or garden. Not really. I just see all this as just the start of a blank canvas. You can just sit back and look at things and go, oh, hey, maybe I could do this next year. Or do that. Not do the heliconias again. As much as I love the heliconias, they just weren't thriving there. The bananas, they had too much of a canopy, so there wasn't quite enough light for them. But it was fun. Something I'd always wanted to do, and now I did it, and I can say I've done it, and I'm probably not going to do it again. At least not in this spot. The impatiens, yeah, they did what impatiens do. Right? They're done. I am glad that the cold didn't get down to the very, very base, because that makes it a lot easier to come in and just cut them right out. When these turn to mush all the way down, ugh, not fun trying to remove them. Gingers look surprisingly good. In fact, come over here and have a look at the ones by the dolphins. In the video that came out before this one, where I walked around, showed everybody the damage, I mentioned how the gingers, I was surprised how little damage they took. And now we had another night of upper 20s. They're still looking pretty good. There's some cold damage, but not a ton. The alpinias can take some cold, and these are right next to the water. That helps. So the air in this yard moves this way, so the heat they're getting from the pool isn't a ton, but it's still, they're close enough. It makes a difference. And the water, it's not up very warm. Oh, it feels warm, though, because the air's so cold. Yeah, that's probably what did it. Although the ones in the garden, they don't look too bad either. Oh, how are the herbs and things looking? Maybe we just have a nice warm pocket over here. Because I would expect more... well, not really. The rosemary, that should be fine. What is this? What the heck is this? Is this thyme? Yes, that's thyme. Oh, wait. That thyme smells kind of like oregano. No, that's thyme. That's the English thyme. I planted over here and it's wandered over there. That can take a good amount of cold too. Is there anything left in here that shouldn't have taken the cold? Well, the mint. Yeah, but hey, looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's also pushed back there. The basil, though. See, this is why I took some of the basil inside. All right, so also maybe just have a warmer pocket over here. This is oregano. This looks totally fine. But that can also usually take some cold. Oh, snapdragons. But again, they can take the cold. This is proving nothing. I'm just walking around looking at things at this point. Chinese fan palms. Wasn't expecting to see any damage on them. They can take it. Another alpinia over here. Looks fine. Oh, I barely remember to unplug this thing in time. That froze solid. Really cold over here in this corner, apparently. Nothing over there froze. That's all water. It's not as much water. Or no, it's more water over... You get it. Smaller body of water over there. It's going to freeze faster. So this ginger is over here in this warm pocket. It has some damage-ish. Oh, no, it does. Sometimes I have to feel. Oh, no, that was this I was feeling. No, this feels fine. It's thirsty, and it's upset about the cold, but it'll make a comeback if we were to, like, magically pop into the 80s over here. Not looking great, but when you get down inside the plant, looks fine. Not that it really matters. Man, this one did a lot of growing this year. That was just a tiny little thing when I put it in the ground. Good Lord. Maybe that's what I should do next year. Instead of the heliconias and the impatiens, just do a whole row of gingers in here. That's not happening. I don't usually see these alpinias for an affordable price around here until we're well into the summer. In spring and early summer, they're usually like $40 to $70, little 3-gallon plants. So no, this is a miracle. I just happened to find some at really good prices. That doesn't normally happen. Could happen again next year. I'm still on the fence about whether or not to take these two in. They take up so much space. On that note, let's go look at the grow space because well, things are looking pretty different in there. Oh, hey Turbs, how you doing? You missed the outside party. I called you. You didn't show up. You can go. I'm not going with you though. I've already been out there. I have to go with you. Okay, all right. He's like a toddler. You have to hold his hand. It's hard to get frustrated though when he gets so excited. But really, for him to go potty, he's like, "Aren't you gonna come with me?" I'm not going down there and going potty all by myself. So we do this. I walk him over here, and he goes and does his thing, and I just stand and look around, fidget with my phone, and try to not look at him while he's going because that's kind of awkward. Thank you for that, Turbo. We just ended up bringing some things to my attention. Have a look here at the hostas. That's what I expect to see. A couple nights in the upper 20s, mid to upper 20s. Guessing the hostas down here are probably going to be looking pretty shabby too. Oh, yeah. That is Empress Wu, I think is what I have over here. I can't remember. They're all squished up now, so I can't tell what the variation is like on them, if they have any. It's either Empress Wu or Wu La La. I think I have Wu La La down here and Empress Wu over there. But then look at this one up here in the container. So raised up, exposed to the elements. Alright, think we found a warm spot. That's good to know. Always good to know where the warm pockets are. The blue pot marks the spot. And push some boundaries there. Could toss some other things in there this year. Throw in some pansies maybe. And, you know, I have to spread them around. I can't just put pansies. I have to put them all over the yard. And watch how they do during the winter time. Get a scope of what things are like in that spot as far as the cold goes. It's not a spot that I used to garden in all that much, so I never really paid much attention to the warmth. Okay, now we can go to the grow space. Oh, hey, put kid. How you doing? You love your bar stool? Oh, you look so happy. Okay, hold on. He's got to have his treat. He gets a treat for going potty like he's a puppy. This all started was to encourage him to actually use the bathroom when he's outside because Tucker, my dog who passed in 2020, he was outside so much that he would forget that being outdoors is when you're supposed to go potty. Turbo gets a treat still to this day when he goes potty, but he has to go potty. And he knows there's a difference between going outside and playing. He comes inside, he doesn't expect a treat. Okay, there it is. I still have some plants inside. All the begonias are going to need to come in here. But for the most part, well, no, I mean, this is it. This is everything for the most part, but this is all of it. Gonna have to unload the gorilla cart. A lot of what's over here is going to go on the top shelves over there. The foxtail palm, that's going to go in the house, but I need to find a nice big cash pot for it. Sorry, cash po for you fancy people. I think that'll look nice in the foyer of the house. The Gotsia palms, we'll just wait and see how they do. They're not gonna get any special treatment. This is how I experiment with things. They're just gonna get treated like all the other house plants, and I'll report back in the spring. I mean, you'll be able to see them throughout the year. My prediction, yeah, I have a feeling these are just going to be covered in spider mites. But I don't know that for sure. But they look like spider mite magnets, don't they? Coming through here, I have a lutea that I need to move over here. I have some potting stuff I've been working on. Oh, the heat feels so nice. That's probably loud, but I can't turn it off. So we just have to live with it. I'm sorry. Fish are doing well. They're in there still being fish. It's a plastic kind. And there's now much less room over here. These alocasias take up a lot of space. So I might be making some decisions here later on with them. I don't know. There's still a good amount of room on the top shelf for some of those plants that are over there. Like there's a fern and a little Washingtonia. And I actually still have a bunch of room on the front of this table right here, but that doesn't help with these big plants, right? But they're taking more room than they will be later on because I also have all these bamboo palms over here. The Brugmansias are over there. So nothing is set into place yet. It's just chilling. I just needed to get it in, and now can figure out what to do with everything. The basils, well, here's one of the ones that I dug up. Oh, I need to cut this one back. I forgot to do that. How's this wheel? This wheel feels fine. The Emerald Towers basil. I'm having a basil back there, and I have 2 other basils in the Gorilla cart that will be coming over here. And there will be some orchids and things in here that I'll be pulling out that will go inside later on after the holidays. So a lot of room on the bottom shelf for lots and lots of little things. So I have space for all the little guys. It's these big guys where I'm just kind of scratching my head going, well, it might be a very crowded winter in here. And that's okay. It's just going to help hold the humidity and having more plants. I'm fine with that. It's amazing how much darker it feels in here once all the plants are moved in. Before the plants were in here, it was blinding from all of these lights, whereas now I'm like, gosh, can you even see what's going on? Especially coming around this corner over here, and it looks, well, that's about right. It's pretty dim. So that's not going to work either, right? Gonna have to put in some more lights right up here, right above everything, because, well, you know, plants need light, right? Don't need to explain that much more than plants need light. Can't just keep them in the dark. The big bromeliads, they're going to get tucked inside of the plants. That's what I did with them last year. They did fine with that. And like I said, everything else that's in here, it's just little stuff. The basils, the mangaves. Where's the other? Oh, the other one, mangaves, over there by the fridge for some reason. I don't know why. That's just where it ended up. Lots of bromeliads that I'll tuck around on the shelves. That'll be fun. Get to play around with things, make things look nice. This is the hibiscus that was in the last video. Prior to this one, I accidentally left this out for the first night of that cold. It has some damage, but that's actually okay because this needs to be repotted. If it's going to make it through winter, it needs to go into a larger container. And I'll be giving it a big cutback anyway, so it's fine, right? Repot and a cutback. That'll encourage it to flush out new growth. Not the ideal time to be repotting things, but things are nice and warm in here. So long as I take this plant, repot it, move it to a spot over there where it is warmer over there, and underneath some bright lights, it'll bud out. But I don't know, hibiscus, I really don't recommend repotting right now. Not unless you have some really good grow lights, which I don't have the best grow lights. I have adequate grow lights. Things grow under them, but they don't really just like go nuts. You know what I mean? I like them. They're the sand size. Everything's always done well. Things keep flowering and whatnot, but it's not like I have explosive growth throughout the winter time with everything in here. Well, I found a random orchid inside this areca palm. Is it still in there? I should probably find that and pull it. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't remember putting this in here. Did it sink its roots down into the... It did. Okay. I don't know what... It's whatever it is, there's not much left of it. Oh no, there is. It's just it's growing out this way. Well, that's where this orchid lives now. I do remember not last summer, like this prior summer, the summer before that, I got a orchid. It was a Vandaceous type. A quarter... It might have been a semi-terete. And I popped it in here with this rabbit's foot fern right above it. I just set it in there, and it looks like it put its roots down into there, and this is now turning into its own little jungle in that spot, which is kind of cool. But I don't know how happy it's going to be with all of its growth coming out over there, right? It actually looks pretty happy. And it was in there last year, so I don't know. I guess it did okay like that last year. I just totally forgot about it because this thing fills out so much and that gets blocked off. I feel like I should pull that and go put it somewhere else. I could probably pull the fern out. I'm not even sure what the fern's potted up in anymore. It's been in here for years. Yeah, this fern could probably use a new pot. It's just been sitting there for a very long time. Get this guy out of there. Yeah. Alright, okay. Well, now we get a better look at that guy. So, I'll fix that up later. I probably shouldn't have messed with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just ruined everything. Not really, but maybe. The grow lights showed up for these terrariums over here. So I need to do that. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna figure it out. I just gotta nestle myself inside of the Monstera and just embrace its embrace. These are little puck style lights that I'm pretty sure are magnetic. They better be. That was the whole point of me getting them. They are labeled as a grow light. Sorry, I had a hiccup. I don't know if they actually are. Something I should have done was to check and make sure. Okay, good. I never took a magnet and stuck them to these to make sure that things would stick. And you can link these together, right? I think so. This is a 2-pack. And here and get that other one out. See if I can't fish the cord out of the box without losing everything. This isn't going to work for me all winter long. It's fine for right now, but I'm not doing this all winter. I got to be able to move around over here. All right, so thinking these are the cables right here that you link them with, and then the plug. Oh, I hit stop recording instead of record. Okay, well, they came with an extension cable, so I have that left over. They do fit up there wonderfully. I just have to walk around to get to the outlet. Says grow light. Spectrum C apparently is what I chose. I don't know what that means. I don't remember. There's a lot going on in the head when I'm dealing with all the plants and the moving and everything. There's just so much to keep straight, going, oh, I need this, I need this. You know, you don't realize some of these things until you start moving the things inside. Yeah, see, I still have some room over here. I have kept the alocasias back here in the past. They would probably be fine right here, and I think the hibiscus would be better over where the alocasias are. The brugmansias, I don't know. There's options with these. Do you want me to finish with the light first? We'll come back to this. Oh, I bet you that's not long enough. Is it? Oh, it might be. Oh, finally got this guy hung up. I've had this for, I couldn't even tell you how long. 10 years, I think. Had this retractable hose for the air compressor. Never set it up. Okay. Well, I accidentally pulled the lights down when I went to plug it in, so I gotta go fix that now. Do I have to walk all the way around to do that? They're right there. No, I'm not doing that. Just gotta give this guy a push. Give myself a place to stand. Okay, got those back up. Weave my way back over here. I'm glad the controller's down closer to the outlet, not somewhere over there, because that would be a problem. Be careful to not pull on the cord. The magnet does feel fairly strong, so that's good. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's perfect. Different settings. I assume they're at the brightest. Yeah, I'm pushing it. Nothing's happening. I'll dial it down. See, they dim down. I'm gonna brighten them back up all the way. I do like that this isn't one of those setups where it just cycles through the light, so I could keep pressing up, 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 and then when I go past 100%, then it goes back down to 25%. So you gotta start memorizing the number of clicks it takes to get it to the, do you know what I mean? That's a little thing, but that gets annoying. And then this does have a timer where you can choose from, I have to use the camera to see this, 4 hours, 8 hours, or 12 hours. I'll go with 12. All right, there we go. I still need to find a different lid to put on that container, because I don't think blue's the best option, but the plants have light now. And that looks kind of cool too, doesn't it? And you can keep linking them together. They have a little hole on each end, one to plug into the I don't know, the master, and then you can keep chaining them around. I don't know how many you can link together, but if I needed to get a couple more to do some more little terrarium things on that shelf, then I could put them there. That's so nifty. I'm glad I added this new shelf this year. That's a new shelf. It was meant to just be storage and things like that, but I have a lot of plants in the house that come out here around the holidays, and after the holidays they go back inside, and this is going to give me some spaces to put those things. And a lot of my other plants that can really just hang out during the winter time, but need some airflow and, you know, to be near a spot where temperature shifts. The temperatures are kind of shifty over here in this corner, which is why I don't keep anything super tropical on this end. Everything that likes the heat, sorry, losing my words here, is that way, and then over towards the water. And there is a temperature difference, but not as much as there used to be over here along this end of everything. I put these fans in this year. I already had fans over there, but now I have fans basically throughout the whole garage, and that is helping to keep the temperature more even all the way around, which is nice. But this is where I traditionally kept plants that needed more of a dormancy. So I would put things like lantanas, my bougainvillea. Oh, I left my bougainvillea outside, and it wasn't looking too good anyways. And they can take some cold, so it's probably okay. But the brugmansias, there's options with these during the winter. I can just keep them growing. They can keep doing this all winter long, or reduce watering. I'd reduce watering, period. I'm going to cut back on their water, and really just going to see what they want to do, and it's going to depend on where I put them. But if I'm keeping them right here, more on the dormant side is probably a good idea, where they'll be, I don't know, getting a splash of water, maybe, I don't know, once a month. We'll just have to wait and see. Things are left drafty in here. I got new seals on the garage doors. So this used to be huge drafts. There were big gaps under there the squirrels or the chipmunks had chewed through. They're so cute, but so destructive. But I don't feel any cold draft. Used to like feel it right here. And that was nifty for things like the bananas, maybe the brugmansias. But it was also fighting with the heat and everything. This door to it got resealed, and you know, I'm probably going to put some insulation panels on them too. So for right now, that might be where I keep those Brugmansias and just see what they want to do. I'd say we're done. This was a busy video. I let it go for about a 2-week period because I wanted to, you know, just sort of show the whole process. Not the whole process. I already had a lot of these plants moved in, but the big guys, you know, I left them out. Essentially, I got back from a vacation. I was in California and then came home and got to work, and this is all I've done since. So by the time this video comes out, we will finally be up to speed. I have a few videos coming out after this one that I had the same lighting issue with, or the color correction. I don't know, we talked about that, I'm pretty sure, in this video. Apologies, I'm doing what I can to try and even it out. And yeah, now there's plenty to do in here now. So much to do. And outside too. Plenty of cleanup. So yeah, and the weather's perked up too. It's like, I think it's supposed to be 55 or 60 something today and 70 tomorrow. So yeah, in theory, I could go ahead and just scoot a lot of these guys back out to the driveway, which I may end up doing, so they can have another spray down and another rinse, and just really get them ultra prepared to come inside by just being sprayed and sprayed and sprayed and sprayed and sprayed. I'm talking to you. These guys, right? Spider mite. I just know it. And scale. I think everything's just going to love them. It's because I have the trauma of Majesty Palms. I shouldn't say trauma. That's an abuse of the word, but you know what I mean. They're just horrible palm trees. Not these. These aren't Majesty Palms. These are Gossia. G-U-A-S-S-I-A. I was going to spell that out for people sometimes. They've been great. And they overwinter better than the Alexanders and the Adenidias and even the Foxtails. But pest-wise, I just have a feeling they're going to be a freaking nightmare. We've talked about all that. Okay, hey, hope everybody's doing well. Having a great day, a great night. Everything's going absolutely beautiful for you. How did the cold affect you? I know for us, it wasn't so bad. We didn't get the precipitation. People up north, I know, just got hammered with snow and sleet and all kinds of things. And then even more south of us, some of y'all, like in Alabama and Florida, were getting some of the same temperatures we were getting. It's crazy. Up here, I expect it. We all expect it up here. So that's why, you know, I was like, oh yeah, it's sad, but I mean, not really. It's just part of it. And I like the seasons. People always say, why don't you move? I don't move because I like it here. I enjoy the seasons. I like the tropical plants during the summer. And I don't know. I like the mixture of things. So there it is. Time to start that part of the year. And as always, and most importantly, everybody, keep on growing. Bye-bye.